Good for you. Yeah.
When I first started out, I didn't do anything. Oh, yeah. And so
Which means I'm delicious. Really? Taking off dirty socks. Yeah, right.
Yes, really? Yeah, I just want to people. Are you ready? I'm ready. Hey, everybody. All right, so you're all here for Game On Girl Live, yes? Yes. All right, we're streaming this live on alphageekradio.com, and I'm going to hand it over to Rhonda here. Hey. And we're going to make this an audience participation session as well, eventually. Oh, I talked to everybody. Yeah. So I'm going to be putting the mic here, so as Rhonda goes through her interview, we'll... there's quizzes in the back too, what kind of game you are. I've taken this quiz. It's a really great quiz. If you haven't taken it, you should. It makes you think. You can also take it on your phone. It's on our website, so you can just go to the link there. You can take it on your mobile device pretty easily. And there's also a QR code. Awesome. So I'll hand it over to Rhonda. Rhonda, take it away. Awesome. Hello and welcome to Game On Girl. We are the podcast that talks about gender and the popular media culture. I'm your host, Rhonda Oglesby, and we are live at DragonCon. It is very exciting that you have that much energy, and it's Sunday. I am so proud of all of you. How many of you already have had a Red Bull for the afternoon? It's after lunch. Yep, there you go. There you go. I was talking to gamers yesterday, and it was about 4 o'clock or so, and I'm like, okay, I know you gamers, you've hit your Red Bull because you're getting your second win. You're ready to go downstairs. They totally understood. Yes, we are live streaming. This stream is available on Alpha Geek Radio. And everybody, is anybody in here listening to Game On Girl? Okay, good. So you know that I am terrible at the English language and I mispronounce things all the time. Regina's the English person. And thank you for coming. We are streaming live Geek Radio at alphageekradio.com. You can also find that on your mobile browsers, mobile.alphageekradio.com. And be sure and use the Twitter handle at alphageekradio. And I'm very, very excited with my guest this week. Do I have Geek and Sundry fans? Of course we do. And if you're not, shame on you. And do we have Critical Hits Cocktails fans here? Of course we do. We have Mitch Hutz from Geek and Sundry's blog, Critical Hit Cocktails. Hi, Mitch.
Hi.
I'm so glad to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me. It's really exciting.
Tell us a little bit about your vlog for those who are listening and aren't familiar.
Okay, Critical Hit Cocktails is a show where I take ideas from video games, anime, books, movies, characters, and I turn them into cocktails, which sounds really weird, but let's say sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who. Puns, color, method of drinking, all goes into an idea of a cocktail. So I have a sonic screwdriver cocktail that's green, and it's a screwdriver, so orange juice, vodka, blue curacao.
And there's a huge variety in the options that you take. I really appreciate that. You do shots, you'll do mocktails, so there's something on there for everybody.
I do. I really enjoy making mocktails as well, just because either not everyone's 21 or some people just don't drink, so I think mixology and bartending is kind of...
Spicy. What was the pepper you used?
It was a habanero pepper and the cinnamon sticks in a very large pot. You boil it, you let it simmer for 30 minutes to an hour, or however long you want the strength of the apple flavor to be. You let it cool, which takes a and then you pour in the Everclear and mix it up. Because if you pour in the Everclear before, a lot of people think that will make it evaporate since it's such a light liquid.
Oh, okay. And now, how do you serve it? Do you serve it on ice? Do you serve it warm?
A lot of people like it warm. I like it with a bit of ice. So, and since it's really hot out right now and I'm already sweating, I'm going to have mine over ice, have it chilled a bit.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and serve that one up? And I'm going to, what everybody's going to hear now is ice and popping champagne.
Fully work.
Huh?
Doing fully work. Sound effects.
Yep. Oh, not bad. And it didn't go on my lap like the Coca-Cola on the airplane, which was really horrible. And isn't this blue? It makes me wish that this Hypnotic is the most beautiful color. And has anybody ever heard of the Hypnotic before?
Yes.
Where have I been? Because yeah, I took a shot of this and I was like, oh no.
It's dangerous. It's so tasty you can drink it by itself.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't, Hypnotic is actually a liqueur. I had trouble finding it because it's a vodka mix, so I was looking in the vodka section. But it's a refreshing blend of premium French vodka, exotic fruit juices, and a touch of cognac. And so I've done some fun stuff here and just topped it with sparkling wine, not champagne. And then I need a, yeah. Can you do that?
Absolutely.
And because I absolutely love sea breezes, I'm just going to splash. And let's see if I want Mitch to taste this or not. Ooh, that's yummy. Okay.
That's cool.
Thank you, sir. Here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my God.
You can also add some water to it if you want. It's very potent.
Okay, so during the show, if my English gets even worse, it will be because I'm enjoying the apple pie. Okay, so Mitch, what I'd like to do while we're enjoying this drink, I'm gonna let you talk. Tell us a little bit about your gaming background.
All right, and first, gotta say, congratulations. This is very tasty.
Thank you.
Nice and cool too, which is great. But my gaming history. I've been a gamer pretty much all my life. I was born in '88 and started playing games probably, I mean, as soon as I could pick up a controller, I was playing games at my friend's house, Mario, Duck Hunt, all on the NES. My parents never got me a gaming console until about 2nd grade when my aunt got me a Super Nintendo.
Don't you love those relatives? I
She
hear that
was
all the time
great.
about grandparents and dads, especially look at that.
Yeah, she also got me my Game Boy, so thank you, Aunt Nana. You really started something. I started out on all the classics that people love, so Mario Kart, Duck Hunt, like I said, all the Light Blaster games. And after getting a Super Nintendo, one of my sister's friends gave me a bunch of his old games, which included Final Fantasy II. 4 in reality now, but 2 in America back then. And that was the first time I played a game where it wasn't just skill or reaction based. It was actually something more. It had depth to characters and stories. I think I was it's probably 7, and it just blew my little 7-year-old mind that games could actually be something more than just straight up reaction entertainment.
Yeah. So where did your gaming go from there then? Did you follow a hard path? Did you take any hiatuses from gaming? And where do you gravitate toward, for instance?
I've pretty much non-stop from that point onward, but after Final Fantasy II, I became really enthralled with RPGs up through now. So I tried playing all the old classics, all the old Final Fantasies, moved on to some Dragon Quest and Dragon Quest Monsters. Pokemon, of course, came around when I was in 4th grade, and that was a good few years.
Yeah.
I did kind of take a break from Pokemon, though. It kind of fell out of popularity for a while, and so you know, stopped that, and then started back in college. That's a great thing to do.
Yeah. My education, it was in Final Fantasy.
Yes. And I'm a Pokemon Master on my resume.
Tell me, do you play pretty much across the board, console and PC games and stuff? Do you hit all the different devices?
I try to. I play, a large mix of console and PC games. My Steam library is huge, and I'm sure I'm never going to get through all of those games.
Kidding.
But I have all the last-gen consoles.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Nintendo, so I have a Wii U. Don't have a PS4, Xbox One yet, but I play almost all genres. I don't have as much time as I would like for really long RPGs anymore.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. So I really like indie games a lot because a lot of them are short, and I can just sit down one weekend and play through the entire thing and enjoy the experience. I almost play shooter games as a break from longer games just because they're so easy to pick up and play and kind of get my action fix.
So do you have multiple games going on at once, or have you got one game on each platform that you work through?
I multitask a whole lot.
Okay.
Right now I'm in the middle of Far Cry 3, catching up with that one. Let's see, replaying some Pokemon games. I never got around to Pokemon Gold, so that was when I was taking a break, so I'm going back and playing that. PC games, going through a lot of indie games, and Final Fantasy 14 is eating a large amount of my time right now. So it's an MMO, and my wife and I play, and that's really where the bulk of my gaming time has been the last 6 months.
What type of indie games would you like to highlight as of recently?
Ooh, Stanley Parable is a great one. It's very unique, but very hilarious. If you can play that, go out and buy it today if you have a computer. Let's see, what else have I played?
Have you done, is Child of Light indie?
Yes.
Oh, what a beautiful game. My goodness. And I didn't expect to be that enthralled in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like side scrollers for the most part, and the only reason I bought it was because it was so gorgeous. I love gaming art, and I got really caught up in that game. I love playing it.
Speaking of gorgeous side scrollers, was it Ori and the Magical Forest?
Oh yeah.
Or the Forbidden Forest. Video came out at E3, and it looks like one of the most gorgeous 2D games I've ever seen. Rayman as well, but I love that look, and I actually do. I like some side scrollers as long as they're pretty.
Has anybody played Banished? No, I've got. Someone recommended that to me. I downloaded it. It's sort of like one of those resource type games, like Civ 5 and stuff. You build an area, but I haven't gotten into it yet. I just did the demo, but it's interesting. Are there any games you're looking forward to coming out? I'm looking forward to Alien Isolation and the new Civ.
Alien Isolation is amazing. I just found out one of my friends is getting he's planning on getting an Oculus dev kit, so I'm gonna be over at his place a lot. But I played that one at E3, and I saw it's a horror game where you run.
It gets in your head, and it's it's well done because when they developed the game, they really concentrated on that atmosphere part of it.
And they do a great job.
Yeah, and I tell you, if anybody ever asked me if I would what I'd like to see the next evolution of Sid Meier's Civilization would be, I would say in outer space. And by golly, if that's not what they did.
Yeah.
Beyond Earth, that's going to be coming out. And have you played demo of Destiny?
I did. I played a bit of Destiny at E3.
I heard a lot of good things about that too.
It was great. It's a lot of fun. It feels very Halo, so I feel right at home. I enjoy the Halo series for what it is. Not big into FPS games, but
yeah,
they draw me in.
Well, why don't we go back to, you said you took the gamer quiz.
I did.
Where did you come out on the scores on that? Where were you on top?
Let's see. I've forgotten my score on it.
Oh, that's
but,
okay.
Yeah, if we want to go through
just a rank.
Just a rank?
Yeah, what was your highest score? Was it roll, self, or mastery?
I believe it was roll.
Roll.
I really like stories.
Yeah, that's the gamer types on GameOnGirl.com. Regina McMenemy is the woman who started Game On Girl and did her dissertation on the gamer types by interviewing several women to find out how they created their avatars. And she accidentally noticed a pattern that in the way that they talked about their games. And if you lean toward role-playing games, you tend to talk about your characters and your gaming in the third person, because you have created a external character from yourself, outside of yourself, and you're controlling that character, and it's a completely distinct person. I tend to play like a self-player, and then when I talk about gaming, I talk about me doing the acts. I looted, I ran, I defeated the boss, because I want to be a part of the adventure. I play the game because I wish I was in it. I want to go off somewhere and do it. And then we, mastery players actually, I think we just don't get very many of them because they're so busy playing. But they actually are not in the game for the story. They're not in the game for an adventure. They're in to beat the game. They see the game for what it is, and it is a competition, and it's something to master. And they do master it. They understand all the rules, all the corners, and they go in to get all the badges.
Yeah, and they're the achievement hunters.
They're the achievement hunters. All those pages where you've got the back end missions and stuff, they've got all those badges. Every one of them. Go out and you can check on our website. We've got some descriptions of the different types, and also you can take the quiz online at any time, and it'll tell you which type you are. And you can also download your own personal icon, if you want to take the self role or mastery icon for yourself. So, if in your role-playing games, do you tend to pick male or female gendered?
I pick male generally.
And do you know why you do that?
Generally, when I start a game, if there's any form of customization, I try to make the character as close to me as possible. And then on second playthroughs or second characters, I kind of get crazier and do something that's really, really different. But it takes some time for some reason. I don't know. I'm always trying to make a character look like me and play like I would in that situation.
Yeah, see, and that's a very self-player, because I do the exact same thing. But the other thing that's really common is a lot of times self and role players are not really that far apart. And it also depends on the game.
It really does, because I'm different in some other games.
Exactly, because I mean, you get me on Candy Crush, I'm a mastery player. I want those 3 stars, by golly, and that's all there is to it. And does anybody else play Glass Bricks? Have you seen that one? I'm trying to get the craze started on something else. Glass Bricks is similar, but you're not limited to lives, so you can play as much as you want to in a single day. And they're ranked, each level you can get 1 to 3 stars for success. Well, I made it up to like level 49 or 57, and I just couldn't get any farther, so I went back until I got 3 stars. And it's really frustrating when I don't have those 3 stars. Let's see. Oh yeah, and so you pick mostly male characters, and so when you do alternate characters, how much of a backstory do you tend to? How many characters do you roll in a game? Like,
I mean, well, I have it.
And you've already got a network of friends. So, is it? And that's just so that you guys can connect. There's no particular reason for trying to keep out the trolls or anything.
Nope. I'm open to anyone joining the guild or our free company if they're cool people and just want to hang out. Met quite a few people online that have become good online friends, and become real life friends after that, but it's more of getting to connect with people that I don't see.
Yeah. Well, tell me, I want to know more about Geek Sundry. Now, how did you get on as a vlogger?
All right. Well, I've been doing geeky drink stuff for quite a few years. Make it a long
story. Okay.
All right, yeah, we'll work on that. I've been doing geeky drink stuff for quite a few years. I have a website called thedrunkenmoogle.com where I've done the same thing. Just I never really put any video content up into it. It was just making the drink, taking a picture, throwing it on there. Also showing etched shot glasses and just anything that had to do with video games mostly and drinking, I'd post. And a few big fish found that, and it blew up pretty quickly. And so I had people contacting me, seeing if I could make drinks for parties or and trying to say, hey, you should make like a Blaze Blue drink and things like that. And I would take those challenges and just continuously update. Well, it got big enough that one day I was on my followers list and I noticed Felicia Day had clicked to follow the blog, and I was kind of, I was like, nah, that can't be her. So I clicked, and it was her actual Tumblr blog, and she was only following, I think, like 50 people or something. Yes.
Yeah, that's the holy grail, folks, right there.
Yeah, and so that happened, and Geek Sundry started up a year or two after I started Drunken Moogle, and a year later they added another channel for vloggers. There were about 6, I believe, originally. Nika Harper, Jeff Lewis, who was here, and I got to finally meet. He was vlogging for a while. Bunch of those people, and they wanted to expand it, so they opened up this contest. Said, send in a video with your vlog idea, and we'll look through them. People will vote on them, and we'll choose the best. I think maybe 10 at that time. Yeah, because it ended up being close to 20 vloggers at one time. And I decided, yeah, why not? A few of my friends are entering, so let's all do this together and kind of give each other tips and things. So after a few really nervous weeks, and the list getting smaller and smaller from I think around 400 people originally, I ended up on the top 10 with the rest of the vloggers, and it's been really great. We've become good friends and just had a great time making videos.
Cool. Well, it's the vlog is extremely good. I was telling Mitch ahead of time, he's got a great video presence. Those of you who watch it know he's got a great video presence, a very good communicator, and he's good at what he does. I mean, the mixology, I was just extremely impressed, because it's been a very long time since I've seen anyone who knows from beginning to end what they're doing with the ingredients they're putting in a drink, not only to make something pretty, but to make it taste really good and to fit an occasion. And so I'm a brand new, will not miss that vlog, I can tell you that right now.
Thank you.
Geek and Sundry fans, you guys also fans of the vlogs themselves, besides just Mitch's?
Yeah.
There's a lot of great, there's costuming out there, and comic book Amy.
Yes.
Oh man, a brand new Lois Lane that's going to be coming out next year. I'll let you ask, and if not, I will keep talking and boring you to death.
Hey Mitch, big fan of Geek Sundry and all the stuff you do. You have such a success and a presence on the internet with Drunken Moogle and now with the vlogs. I have a question. Has anybody come to you and said, hey, let's license Drunken Moogle cocktails or Drunken Moogle recipes?
Well, a lot of Drunken Moogle drinks and Critical Hit cocktails are served at encourage more places like that. So there's that. Actually, one of my first videos for, and or even an appearance in my head that I want to make work and it just can't. I've been sitting on the name Hookshot from Zelda for about 3 years, and I just can't think of a way to make a hook shot into a shot that'll actually I don't know, represent the item in the game. Other than that, yeah, there's a lot of times where I'll think, hey, these ingredients separately kind of embody the idea of this character or this item, and when I put them together, they're absolute crap. So back to the drawing board on that.
Yeah, pretty much all the drinks that I tried at home here, yeah, they were all. What is the raspberry liqueur, the Chambard?
Yes.
Everything I mixed with it tastes like cough syrup.
Oh no.
And it is such a delicious liqueur. I mean, it's just fantastic, but obviously it doesn't go with cranberry juice or grape juice. So.
Yeah, very much good on its own. The Zelda one, I think it was just mixed with vodka and lemon juice. So.
Very good.
Thank you.
Sure. Geek and Sundry has always been a very open and community-driven group. I mean, I just saw recently online that they're looking for interns.
Oh yeah, every semester I believe they switch out their intern group. So if you know anyone in the LA area who's in college, they're great to work for. They're really awesome, and they're looking for interns every single semester.
Now, are you on the West Coast?
I'm actually from Atlanta, or I'm native from Atlanta. I lived up in Roswell, and now I'm in Macon.
Oh, okay, okay. That so many times. What? you guys can't laugh and not tell me the joke.
I just like the way he said, yeah, like he was embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be up in Atlanta if I had the choice.
Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah, I'm always watching their tweets and stuff, and they're constantly looking for help, and it makes me want to move to LA so bad. I can't stand it.
Me too.
I know, it's just never out there. But now, how far ahead do you plan your vlogs? You post once a week?
Once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks, okay. Makes sense. You don't want to be drunk all the time.
Yeah. It is a bit more difficult than I thought to create a new drink every single 2 weeks. With Drunken Moogle, sometimes I'd go a month or so between drinks that I would make, and then I'd post things that people sent in. But now it's spending a lot of time on it, and so it's constantly on my mind when playing games, like, what can I use?
So does anybody have any ideas for drinks for Mitch, or for a genre that he should think about? Just, if you think of something, shout it out or come up to the front. I was trying to, what was I trying to, I love the, like I said, the Slayer's Blood. Oh, tell me about the Pokemon, forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, the Pokemon drink with the Lotus, or the Black
Lotus.
Yes. Tell me about that one.
It's from Magic the Gathering. It's it's the rarest Magic the Gathering card, and so when Spellslingers came out, Geek Sundry's Magic the Gathering show, they asked if I could make a Magic the Gathering drink, and it just had to be that. There were other Magic the Gathering drinks that I made later for all the different mana types, but this one, the Black Lotus, I included an edible hibiscus flower, I believe blackberry brandy, a bit of vodka to kind of jack up the...
So why did you pick that card?
It's the rarest and I think the most iconic card. People that don't play Magic the Gathering know what a Black Lotus is, and pretty often, every few years, you'll see a story online about how one just sold for $1 million or something like that.
So do they just not make that card anymore?
No, it's old. I'm not sure how many are in existence now, but they did some reprints, and I don't know when the last reprint is, but the original is the big expensive one.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to go out and start talking to all the kids or the adults that I know and see if their cards are under their beds. If I find that card, I'll trade you for Guardians of the Galaxy. Here, I'll give you $1.
I actually, for the video, I printed out one and pasted it on a real Magic card that I have, and I pick it up in the video and throw it, and apparently gave several people heart attacks. They're like, he's touching it, it doesn't have a sleeve on it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So how far ahead do you plan your drinks? Do you just do one, do you come up with one for your 2-week show and then come up with the next one?
Yep. I work on them for a few days, about once every 2 weeks, so one will come out, the video will come out, I'll reply to comments and things like that, and then start worrying about the next drink. So.
Did anybody pick the quiz up in the back? Did anybody take it while we're sitting here? And what is your predominant?
I'm actually evenly split between self-enrolled and then significantly, like really, really low on whatever the other one was.
Give her the flies.
All right.
We got a prize.
Yes.
All right. I'll come up there.
I also make some flasks in my off time, so that's a Legend of Zelda. Or no, it's a elf flask.
It's a health potion.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks to Mitch for bringing the swag. Appreciate it. I've got some puny plastic purple bracelets in the back. You guys can pick some up on your way out. Trying to think, I want to edit my topic. I don't want to get off too far on. Right now, I think I tend to play a lot of first-person shooters. I love FPS. I love Borderlands, Mass Effect. Did you play the Mass Effect franchise?
I've started it about 6 times. And
so what happens?
It's one of those ones where I know it's going to be a huge time commitment, and so I really want to sit down and play it all, because I'll often start a game, get halfway through, come back in 6 months, forget about it after I've forgotten about it, and don't know where to start, so I have to restart. And that's about what happened with this. I want to remember everything because I know how good it is from friends.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that happened with me with the Lara Croft game. I was so excited when it came out, but I didn't have the time to commit to finishing the game. And so you get partway through it and you're building up your skills. You know how you go through the training and you build up the skills, and then you get away from it for a week or two and you go back in and it's like you're starting all over again. You've got to remember how you jump, how you use that pickaxe and to get up everything. And I hate losing that momentum. And how many of you just restart? Yeah. I just restart the game because I know once I start picking it up, I'll just start blazing through it and stuff like that. So, let's see. I was going to ask about I was in Geek and Sundry. This is my old brain. See, you guys are making me talk and I can't drink. I was expecting to drink the whole time. Talk.
A few sips is probably enough of this stuff.
Yeah. I think I've already done that, but I'm gonna have to get that Red Bull afterwards. That's for sure. I know Geek and Sundry helped us out a lot because when Regina was doing her dissertation, she needed a pool of women to interview. She was going to do all the interviews pretty much over Skype, and she had a set of questions. She was transcribing all the information, and she contacted Felicia Day. She was like, oh, wouldn't it be great if I could interview Felicia Day? And the information went to her assistant, and they said, well, she doesn't really have time, but we tweet it for you. And she's like, oh, okay, that's great. And she said after that, she must have gotten 250, 300 responses from women to be on it, and I was one of them. I saw the tweet, and she's like, you helped me finish my dissertation. And she got 30 great women gamers, and some of those people we've had on the show, and we've interviewed them, and they also write for the show now. That's something that I think is pervasive with the geek community, is helping each other out.
Absolutely. If
you go into the game room, somebody is more than willing. Has anybody gone to the game room downstairs, either the tabletop gaming? Yeah. Anybody's willing to help you learn a game, play a game, teach you a game, or join in. If anybody is going to play Arkham Horror today, please let me know. It's absolutely my favorite game in the entire world. Yeah? Yeah? Oh, I love that. Do you do much board gaming?
More recently, actually.
Yeah?
I guess they've become a lot more popular within the last few years. And like I love Catan. We play a lot. Netrunner is my new card game that I've been playing.
What's that?
Android Netrunner is a what do they call it? A living card game. Yes, thank you. Living card game where it's a deck builder, and you buy a basic set, and you can customize your deck. But they don't. You never have to buy boosters because every card in the original set you get when you buy. Every month or so they'll release new sets, but when you buy that, you get every card in the new set. So there's no random booster packs. It's much better suited for someone like me who doesn't really have the resources to buy a lot of booster packs looking for one card. And there's a lot of strategy to it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I love that. Yeah, go ahead. I love your t-shirt.
Thank you. 2 questions. One, my favorite game series ever is the BioShock series, and I know that you did a mocktail. I think it was Liberty.
Yes.
From Columbia.
That was nice.
And I was wondering if you thought of doing one maybe based on either the Vigors or the Eve from the original BioShock, maybe like Bucking Bronco or Shock Jockey or anything like that.
I have. I've also seen some plasmid cocktails that I posted on the website, but I've been wanting to do some of the Vigors from BioShock Infinite because I love the game, and they also have such neat bottles that they come in the game, and I'd really like to maybe make a paper craft of one of those. But yes, to answer your question, I have been thinking about some BioShock cocktails. It's definitely written down in my notebook for things to revisit.
Awesome. And second question is there any chance I can try some of that apple pie? I figured it wouldn't hurt to ask.
I didn't see a damn thing.
Okay. Do you want the one with ice or out of his jar? I can get you this.
I hope you brought enough for everybody.
No, we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to serve.
What?
I have my ID.
Yeah, those are DragonCon glasses.
Cheers.
All right.
The answer is no, you cannot try any pie.
Yeah, no, you cannot try. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. He's good. Yes.
I was wondering if you had any drinks based on Chrono Trigger.
Not that I have made. Actually, wait. I just made a Chrono Trigger drink.
Could you describe it?
Yes, it hasn't been posted yet. It was for PAX Prime is going on right now across the United States, and I made drinks for 2 parties. One being Fangamer Hearts Attract mode, and they asked me to do the menu. They're all love themed drinks, and one of them is called Across Time. And let's see, what was in it? Well, let me look it up. The other one is called Skull Smash. It was the one that someone sent in. It was based off of the soup eating contest in Chrono Trigger, which in the Japanese version was clearly alcohol. Everyone gets drunk on soup apparently in the American version.
Yeah, I really loved the theme drink you did for Hitchhiker's Guide
Thank
as
you.
well. So
The Across Time is it's gin, grenadine, and tonic water. Had to stay very limited because it was at a venue where they didn't have a lot of special stuff, and they were expecting a whole lot of people. So when I do themed menus for parties, I try to keep things really simple. That one's not as impressive, sorry.
yeah, that's another reason why I like the videos, is because you do some drinks. Some people wrote in and said, could you do some simpler things for budget oriented type things, but I do like when you stretch your wings and you really pull in some different things that you wouldn't normally go into the store to buy, or you see it and you're like, ooh, what is that, and what we do. Someone's gotta drop that steak for me real quick. There were great steaks in Texas. I used to be in Texas. I loved going through the steakhouses down there, and there was one place, actually, does anybody ever remember a restaurant that Chuck Norris started called Lone Wolf? It was Chuck Norris, right? No? Yeah, that's because it closed. But it was a great steakhouse, and they had a cigar bar, a real cigar bar, and he had his own cigars. And it was so wonderful because we could go in there and order a steak dinner, and then just go over to the cigar bar, pull a cigar out of the thank you, and it's only half gone, and get a really nice cocktail, and then spend the rest of the evening there socializing, a community type thing, you know.
In college, we used to go to a cigar bar, and some of my friends were really into it. I can't really taste the differences in a lot of cigars, so I would go get draft beer, they'd get cigars, and we'd sit and we'd play chess for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
In big, comfy leather chairs.
That's gaming. I mean, whether you're downstairs, I saw a couple of guys downstairs playing an extremely complicated board game, and they had a couple of Coronas. And whether you're doing that or you yank out the chessboard, it's such a community thing, and that's part of what I love about gaming. That's the reason why a couple of years ago I got so much more back into board gaming. Do you guys board game as well?
Yeah.
I mean, don't they just go hand in hand? Now, how many of you have gaming groups or a weekly meeting or a monthly meeting? See? And is it a group that you were friends first and you started gaming? Raise your hands if that's the way it was. And how many of you found a group so that you could start gaming? Yeah. That's what I did. Our best friends, we all got into board gaming, and then we went out and found a local group and got to try just a ton of games that way. It was fantastic.
Very cool.
I just bought Flux and Chupacabra. Most of the games that we've got are like Dominion and Arkham Horror and these really big games, but we didn't bring any games with us, and so I wanted to grab a couple, and believe it or not, I've never played those before, so.
I want to pick up Pandemic while I'm here. I haven't had a chance to, but...
We play that. That is a great starter game. We have starter games where if we're extremely tired, or we're just not quite ready to do Defenders of the Realm or Arkham Horror just yet, that's our warm-up game. Or Dominion used to be our warm-up game. Or Love Letter. Has anybody played Love Letter? That's a great warm-up game. And Pandemic is that way. And I prefer co-op games. Do you prefer co-op or competitive? Yeah, you guys might be our mastery players.
It really depends on who I'm playing with, or if I want to smack them down,
totally honest.
or yeah, work with them.
So you're gonna pick up Pandemic. You played it?
I have not. I've watched people play it on YouTube. But,
oh, okay, okay.
But no, my friend has, and we were considering doing it last night. I wish we had. But
what do we got? 5?
No, another night left to DragonCon.
Exactly 5. I love that. See, I'm usually the one on air that keeps the time, and Regina's the one that sits and chats, and I like, Gina, it's time to go. Sorry, we gotta go. Yeah. And you're like, you get to edit your video. You don't get to cut it off. Do you try to always keep it around 5 minutes? Yeah,
between 3 and 5. It gets kind of long-winded after that. I used to have them quite a bit longer, and I found that I was just rambling a whole lot.
Yeah.
And that people weren't really watching that part.
I really like it though at the end where you give just a little bit of background information about the geeky thing that you've chosen for that week, because I learned some things about areas of geek culture that I'm not part of. I mean, when you do things like the Hitchhiker's Guide or Guardians of the Galaxy, you're sitting there going, oh, that's so cool. And then when you do Pokemon or anything like that, I was like, okay, now I've learned something new, because I hear people talk about it on the show all the time because of that's part of their background, their gaming background, but I don't have any references. And I love that extra little information you kind of teach at the end, the reference.
I try to make it so that if someone hasn't seen or played whatever I'm making a drink up, that maybe they'd be inspired to pick it up.
Now, have you got anything else going on this weekend that people can go see you or talk to you at, or are you just enjoying yourself from here?
I'm gonna enjoy myself and film a lot of stuff, and hopefully
drink apple pie.
It looks like it. We've certainly got enough back at the house, but yeah. So hopefully play some Pandemic tonight and enjoy myself.
And I've got another panel at the video gaming, and we're going to be talking about female representations in video games at 7 o'clock, and it's in this building, but you guys can find it on your schedule. I don't remember that stuff. I mean, you got to realize I'm 51 years old, and my RAM ran out a long time ago, and when my brain was built, you couldn't replace the memory. So I just have to dump sometimes, and I don't remember things, and that's the reason why I keep my husband around so close. It's like I look everything up because I can't deal with it. Well, thanks, Mitch.
Well, thank you.
So awesome to meet you. This is my favorite part, is the networking and everything. I meet such cool people, and you people. I really love an audience to talk to. I like seeing your faces and seeing the kind of things that you guys are interested in. I really appreciate you coming. Thanks for coming to DragonCon, guys. Woo! Yeah! Game on!
Yeah. If you enjoyed the panel, be sure to go into your app, go under events, under podcasting, and rate the session and leave any comments so they come back next year. Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Love you guys.
Can I plug Geek Sundry real quick?
Of course.
All right, yeah, and if you haven't seen the show, go to youtube.com/geekandsundryblogs, and also follow me at Twitter at MitchHutz.